Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. I'm thrilled to introduce you to our new children's story, In a Land of Dinosaurs. In a land of dinosaurs, where the sun shone bright and the air was warm and fresh, there lived a little triceratops named Terry. Terry was a curious and adventurous young dinosaur, with a frill on his head and 3 horns that twinkled like diamonds in the sunlight. He loved to explore the vast, open plains and forests, discovering new and exciting things every day. One day, as Terry was wandering through a particularly dense thicket, he stumbled upon a hidden clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an enormous, ancient tree, its trunk twisted and gnarled with age. The tree was unlike any Terry had ever seen before, with branches that seemed to stretch up to the sky and roots that dug deep into the earth. Terry was fascinated by the tree and decided to investigate further. As he approached the trunk, he noticed that the bark was covered in strange symbols, etched into the wood with a subtle, swirling pattern. The symbols seemed to shimmer and glow in the sunlight, and Terry felt an inexplicable pull towards them. Suddenly, a low, rumbling voice spoke to Terry, echoing in his mind. "Welcome, young Triceratops," the voice said. "I have been waiting for you. My name is Oakley, and I am the guardian of this land. I have been watching you, Terry, and I am impressed by your curiosity and bravery." Terry was amazed and a little scared, but Oakley's kind and gentle tone put him at ease. "What do you want from me?" Terry asked, his voice trembling slightly. "I want to show you the secrets of this land," Oakley replied. "This forest is full of wonders and magic, but it is also in danger. A great darkness is spreading across the land, threatening to destroy everything that is good and pure. I need your help to stop it." Terry was determined to help Oakley, and together they set out on a journey to discover the source of the darkness. They traveled across the plains, through mountains and valleys, and over rivers and streams along the way. They met all sorts of creatures, from fierce and ferocious to gentle and kind. As they journeyed, Terry learned that the darkness was being caused by a group of evil creatures known as the Shadow Creatures. They were led by a powerful and ruthless leader, a giant, flying creature with razor-sharp talons and a heart full of malice. Terry and Oakley finally reached the heart of the Shadow Creature's kingdom, a dark and foreboding castle built on a mountain of black stone. The air was thick with the stench of evil, and Terry could feel the darkness emanating from within. Oakley led Terry to the castle gates, where they were met by the Shadow Creature's leader, a massive, flying creature with glowing red eyes. "You are brave to come here, little Triceratops," the creature sneered. "But you are no match for me and my minions." Terry stood tall, his horns glowing with a fierce determination. "I am not afraid of you," he said. "I am here to stop the darkness and save this land." The Shadow Creature's leader laughed, a cold, mirthless sound. "You are no match for me," he repeated. "But I will give you a choice. You can either join me and become one of my minions, or you can face my wrath and be destroyed." Terry knew that he could not join the Shadow Creatures, no matter how tempting the offer might be. He was determined to stop the darkness and save the land, no matter what the cost. With a fierce determination, Terry charged forward, his horns glowing with a fierce light. The Shadow Creature's leader laughed again, and with a wave of his talons, he summoned a horde of dark, shadowy creatures to attack Terry. But Terry was not alone. Oakley, the ancient tree, had been watching from the sidelines, and now he stepped forward to help his young friend. With a burst of energy, Oakley sent roots shooting out of the ground, ensnaring the Shadow Creatures and holding them back. Terry took advantage of the distraction to strike at the Shadow Creature's leader, his horns glowing with a fierce determination. The creature was powerful, but Terry was determined, and with a final, mighty blow, he struck the creature down. The shadow creatures fled in terror, abandoning their dark and foreboding castle. The darkness that had been spreading across the land began to recede, and the creatures of the forest began to emerge from their hiding places. Blinking in the bright sunlight, Terry and Oakley stood victorious, the land saved from the darkness. As they walked away from the castle, Terry turned to Oakley and asked, "What happens now?" Quote, "The land is safe for now," Oakley replied, "but the shadow creatures will return. And next time, they will be even more powerful. You must be ready to defend the land once again." Terry nodded, his determination renewed. "I will be ready," he said. "I will defend this land with my life." And with that, Terry and Oakley returned to the forest, where they were greeted as heroes. The creatures of the forest celebrated their victory, and Terry knew that he had found his true calling as a defender of the land. From that day on, Terry roamed the land, fighting against the shadow creatures and protecting the creatures of the forest. He became known as the bravest and most noble of all the dinosaurs, and his legend lived on for generations to come. And Oakley, the ancient tree, remained by his side, guiding and advising him as he continued to defend the land against the forces of darkness. In a land of dinosaurs, where the sun shone bright and the air was warm and fresh, Terry the Triceratops stood tall, a shining beacon of hope and courage in a world filled with wonder and magic. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.